Yeah. I think this word integration is a very politically party kind of agenda in Germany over quite a few years, which is quite fascist, to be honest. So this pressure of integration, as you said, what does it even mean? So it's a very controlling way of governing people. And so I think that's German history, very German, as you say, in a very strong way, of having like a list of things that makes Germans German, which, is a fascist thing. And you just have to look 80 years back. What was the list of being German? So it's a continuation of this kind of narrative of saying you have to integrate in this mold of what Germany has to be and living in Germany has to be, or even German have to be. So there's this super important book from this Jewish author, Max Schaller, which says disintegrate, which is very important to, release yourself from this notion of you have to be something to be valid in this country. So again, something I do not subscribe to, but it's very much still, I think, imposed by political agendas that you have to integrate, language and behavior stuff. But for my own experience, I'm more in this continuation language, and I think it's even, I don't see there's things that are very Brazilian, and then there's things that you do, and it's not typically Brazilian, but I don't stop being in Brazilian country, in a Brazilian culture. Same thing. I'm not Mexican by nationality, but I have a lot of Mexican in me by socialization, and the same thing, German. And it's like doing one typical German thing or not doing something typical German still doesn't eliminate or deny my Germanness. So...
Yeah, I've always found it weird in terms of the integration thing, because I feel like when it comes to integration, the most important part of integration for me is for the majority to be able to open up to whoever's coming into their space.
But that's not how Germany understands it.
So it's like, I feel like because when I had to do my integration, because apparently I had to do it, but I've got kids, so I have till my daughter's 18 to do that, so a long time from now. But I work full time. They still want me to go classes 4 times a week. Like, it's just not going to happen. Like, it's not going to happen. And it's just an unrealistic way of trying to get people to assimilate. And I think a better way of integrating is for the majority population to actually open up to what is coming in. After the UK vote on Brexit, in the UK, we assumed that most of our service industry is going to move to Germany, especially the banking, because obviously it would make more sense. That didn't happen. There's a lot of negative things about Brexit, and a lot of things that people predicted were going to happen wrong, which have happened. That was the one thing that didn't happen. And the reason being is people felt like the German society was not open enough for them to come and work here.
Right, guess, I'd say.
There's studies. And Germany is the most hated country for expats worldwide. There is a study on it.
Really?
Yeah. Because of it, it's just fact-based.
It's just that it's very hard as well to just, to get permanent stay here and everything. Like, bureaucracy in Germany is tough, right? And it's tough for a reason, because Germany doesn't want it to be easy for people to actually settle down here. So, the whole idea of integration is a very theoretical one. Like you said, it's not, and I don't even like to use the term, it's more like inclusion, right? So where it's a thing that happens from both sides. That should be the ideal. But we are still looking at integration the way that you said it. It's not for the country to open up, but it's for the country the country expects for the people to open up. Yeah. Or to just leave your own stuff behind and just assimilate, basically.
Yeah. Because for me personally, I don't speak much German. I've learned on and off, and my kids speak German, so I pick some off them. My wife obviously is German, so I pick off her as well. But I'm not in a rush to learn German.
You can survive on English.
I'm surviving. Like, it's not really moving the needle for me. But what it is doing is pushing me away from Germany. So if I was a person who had a skill that would be necessary for Germany, like a healthcare worker or somebody of that sort. That would be me being pushed out when I could be very of use to the society. So I think that there is very that conflict of integration there. It's very harmful, and with everything, I think the Black population suffers the most when it comes to, proportionally the most when it comes to these kind of things. How has your integration been like?
I haven't consciously thought about my integration. Maybe non-existent. I don't feel.
I think it's a different inclusion. No, but I think it's also a different situation for you because still you had access to the German culture. You were speaking German,
I grew up with
and everything.
German,
so
that is true.
She's half German still, like on this paper kind of setting, right?
Yeah,
because of the parents. But I think it's a different start then, and probably it doesn't feel as conscious then, maybe.
Yes, but I think how I grew up was I'm always already German and Brazilian and Mexican in some way, and I think it was more maybe language wise. I was just thinking in Spanish in speaking Spanish, like while growing up, still learning and knowing and speaking with my father in German and everything, and in school because I went to German school. Coming here, it was kind of a change of it, and there's still moments that I have in German where I hope they don't see that grammatically incorrect and or don't notice it. But it was just, I think it was an adjustment. It was an adjustment in traffic. I should not drive a car in this country. I'm not allowed to anymore anyways. And language and like communication, social settings. But I did not have the government expecting me to learn German and proving my level of integration. So that was not
knowledge of German history and stuff.
Which is again not what I think should be continued because historically that's a fascist thing. I'm still saying that.
No, that there's a lot of truth to that. No. There really is. I've never actually considered that, but there is a lot of truth to that. Hi there. Just wanted to take a moment to say that if you're watching Conversations with Black Germany, you're really enjoying the show and what we are doing here, please do consider subscribing because at the moment, only 12% of you actually subscribe to the show. We have so much more in store for this channel. So if you appreciate the conversations we're having, please hit the subscribe button. It really goes a long way to help us. Thank you, and back to the show.